podcast of Real Estate Secrets with Dipasha. Today we are at episode 5 and I have a really amazing person, which is Sachin Gupta sir, Director of Kesar Land. Hello, sir. Welcome to the podcast of Real Estate Secrets with Dipasha. And I'm so glad that you joined us today in this podcast and you gave us your valuable time. So, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here. I've been seeing all your podcasts and I'm grateful to be part of one myself.
Thank you so much. And I would like to ask you that how did you start your journey in real estate and what pushed you toward this, real estate sector?
So first of all, we are a first generation developer. We had no real estate background. My father is a businessman. We had a lot of land bank that we acquired through multiple sources, various businesses. And once we tried to sell those lands, we were not able to get the good buyers. And because the market was not mature back then, so we decided on starting our own real estate company. And I love the Nagpur. Nagpur is a beautiful city. I'm not basically from here. So I thought, why not move in here and start a living? So that's what.
You're basically from Kanpur.
Yeah, we
I saw that you are listed in like 70 companies are listed online.
Yes.
So while you have so many companies listed, you are mostly focused on real estate.
Yes.
What is the reason for that?
Well, see, I don't know why, but I love real estate and real estate is my thing, is my passion, I would say. Although being a first generation developer, I had no idea 10 years ago what Satbara is or what, mutation records are. And I was clueless, but it was a learning journey. And really, I enjoyed all the phase of it. And we have a very good fraternity here in terms of Meritco and Credai, who are very motivating and always, keeping you up. So that fraternity also helped me to nurture my business and made me stick to real estate and not do other things.
True. But rather than that, if you started this business as a second generation, and your father was in the business industry, and
Correct.
I got to know that you started the business journey since you were in your 8th standard. You started learning about business in general.
I was 14 years old when I started joining the business and helping my father in my office. And since then, I've never looked back. I did private schooling after my 8th standard. Then I even went to IIM Bangalore to do my alumni there. So,
that's a great background. But आपने इतना young age में interest लिया कि you want to learn about the business. So उससे आपको आपके फादर से आपके फैमिली जो फर्स्ट जनरेशन था जिन्होंने चालू किया businesses, उनसे आपको क्या सीखना?
the decision why I chose to come to business and join office is just very simple. पढ़ाई नहीं करनी थी. That was the real thing. I wanted to escape that daily schedule of going to school and everything. So I gave my father a story. Can I come to office? I like doing that. I don't like studying so much and I'm feeling bad in school and this and that. I made up a whole story. And eventually he said he got convinced. I don't know why. All the credits to him and my elder brother.
He saw the future in you.
Yeah.
And he
thought he might be able to do good with us. So that's why I'm here.
As you told me that you are from Kanpur and you are flourishing from business here in Kanpur. So Nagpur is a very growing city. The land is saturating day by day. So what are the challenges that you're facing?
See, Nagpur has immense potential. Just like any other growing city which is ready to take off, we also have faced a lot of bottlenecks in terms of our approval delays and all these things. For example, RERA is there. I got one of my projects sanctioned. I got my Regis letter, my OC there, but my RERA couldn't come. So we couldn't take money from our clients. We were just waiting for RERA to do the come. Also, there's environmental clearance, which takes ages, 6 months to 12 months it takes to get our environmental clearance now. Mm-hmm. So all these things although the rules and regulations are very important to keep the industry in a good and fit environment, but we also need to expedite the process and start doing the ease of doing business in this real estate industry also, because that is what I think is missing. So approval delays are something that are costing developers big money and big losses. That is where I think our government needs to think our fertility rates to देंगे.
Okay, that is true. But then Nagpur is a place right now which is a very hot selling land. Yeah, for a lot of projects are coming in, like more than just there. Then there's Kalpatru and other projects that are
Lodha is also coming.
Lodha is also coming.
You know.
उसके बारे में आपका क्या perspective है कि what is the potential of Nagpur in 5 years?
So the potential of Nagpur is just like any other city, any other metro city. That would you say? For example, if you'd see Pune 10 years back and Pune now, so they're all different ball game. So Nagpur is again poised to be grow like a metro city, and also with big brands coming in, it is only improving the market, only giving us more, setting new benchmarks in the industry for us local players to learn from them. And we really welcome them with both the hands. And we want more such brands to come in so that we learn from them. And also when they come in, it gives us a proof of concept that, yeah, if these people from Bombay or Bangalore based companies are coming to Nagpur and seeing the potential here, so what are we missing on? So we need to be all guns blazing in Nagpur, I would say, for next 5 years.
So it's a good place to invest right now for investors also. Like as a client, if someone investing here, it is meant to grow in like next 5 years, the land value will develop.
Absolutely. If you buy at a good price from a good developer, you will every time face good appreciations. You will not have a capital loss at all from your investment. And rather than, instead of doing FDs and everything, always invest in plots or land, I would say.
I back that.
Historically, it has been much more good than bank FD and standard system.
As we're talking about the clients and property in Nagpur, so as we see Gurgaon and Mumbai, the property prices there, वहाँ पे इतना ज़्यादा selling price है कि वो लंदन और न्यूयॉर्क को मैच करता है. But then per capita income इंडिया का कम है, तो वो sustainable है क्या? उसको हम कैसे काउंट करते हैं?
Talk about Mumbai. So Mumbai is landlocked. It is an island city. So वहाँ पे जो shortage है, it is correct. It is true. The land is shortage there, and that's why people are building vertically there. So that's why people are expanding to Navi Mumbai, Thane, and all those suburbs of Mumbai, the Naina city that is being made. So that is true. But in Gurgaon, I would say that that supply-demand shortage has been created artificially by a few agents and few developers to encash on the ultra HNI and HNIs. But Gurgaon market, I might say, would be inflated, but Bombay is genuinely landlocked and there is a shortage of space there. And so Bombay may, for a regular household to earn their house, they have to invest 16 years of their savings. So for example, if they're earning their full salary, the household income they have to wait 16 years. 16 साल तक उनको अगर 1 रुपए भी अपने लिए लेंगे नहीं, तब उनको वहाँ पे घर खरीद पाएंगे, अफोर्डेबिलिटी कर पाएंगे. That is becoming little unaffordable. And also जैसे हिरनदानी जी ने बोला था कि almost 50-60% of the money that we are charging is going back to the government. So वो we can cut down on. So जो रेट बढ़े हैं, जो अनअफोर्डेबिलिटी हो रही है, इसमें थोड़ा सा गवर्नमेंट का भी होना चाहिए कि इसको कैसे अपन कर्टेल करें एंड कैसे एक लोअर इनकम के लिए और मिडिल सेगमेंट के लिए वी प्रोड्यूस समथिंग एंड वी गेट दोस प्रोडक्ट. जैसे PMAY आया, महाडा आया, जिसने नॉर्मल लोगों को हाउसिंग दी. So more such projects and more such schemes needs to be in place in cities where per capita income and housing affordability index is going. जहाँ पे इंडेक्स मतलब फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे 16 साल अगर कोई आदमी सैलरी नहीं लेगा, पूरे पैसे लगाएगा, देन ही लेकिन अफोर्ड हाउस इन बॉम्बे. दैट इज नॉट करेक्ट. Those all things needs to come down. Prices I don't think should come down, but either if the price nahi hai, then the salary needs to go up. But affordability for a person, a regular person, needs to come in line with any other Nagpur or any other city in India.
So sir, if a buyer is investing in India, so what do you think are the red flags that they should look into while investing?
Now every state has its own RERA. So it's very simple. First filter for everyone should be कि आपका प्रोजेक्ट जहाँ पे आप इन्वेस्ट करना जा रहे हो या आप कहीं पे जा रहे हो एंड यूज के लिए वो रेयर एस्टेट है कि नहीं है. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट फिल्टर दैट वन शुड हैव. अगर रेयर एस्टेट नहीं है देन इट इज अ रेड फ्लैग. वहाँ पे आपको फिर सोचना है कि आप क्यों नहीं है. और ऑल्सो वी हैव टू सी कि अगर वो प्रोजेक्ट छोटा है, वो रेरा एग्जेम्प्टेड है कि रेरा एस्टेट नहीं है. देयर इज टू डिफरेंट थिंग दैट वी हैव टू सी कि अगर रेरा एग्जेम्पशन है, अगर मेरा प्लॉट एरिया 5000 स्क्वायर मीटर से स्क्वायर फीट से छोटा है, then I am not applicable under RERA. I can do the project without RERA. If my units are under 8, if my total units, sellable units are under 8, then it's it's out of the preview of RERA. So in that case, we can have that exemption. But normally RERA asset projects भी रहना चाहिए. and now you can see all the legal search report that the builders put up on RERA. Visit the customer builder's office, visit the site, see the development, and also before signing any documents, don't go for any fancy schemes and don't go for anything जहाँ पे तो good to be true लगे. जो चीज़ बहुत आसान अच्छी लग रही है वो होती भी नहीं. एक बार आप क्रॉस चेक करें, देखें, रीड द एग्रीमेंट्स, कैंसिलेशन क्लॉज पढ़िए, वो बहुत टफ हो जाते हैं एट टाइम्स. फॉर एग्जांपल बाय सम रीजन आपको कैंसिल करना है तो उसमें रिफंड कितना होगा, आपका कैंसिलेशन कितना होगा, डिडक्शन कितना होगा, वो एग्रीमेंट से पढ़ें तब साइन करें. तो ये सब चीज़ें अगर अपन ध्यान रखेंगे तो इन्वेस्टमेंट आपका सेफ रहेगा. सबसे चीज़ है कि आप देखिए कि डेवलपर आपका अच्छा है, उसकी रेपुटेशन अच्छी है, प्रोजेक्ट रजिस्टर्ड है, एंड जो डेवलपर आपको एडवर्टीज प्रॉमिस कर रहा है वो आपके एग्रीमेंट में लिख रहा है कि नहीं लिख रहा है. अगर वो एग्रीमेंट में नहीं लिख रहा है, बिकॉज एज पर रेरा, एज पर महारेरा, आई कैन स्पीक, आई डोंट नो अबाउट अदर रेराज, but as per Maharashtra, you have to write down all the amenities that you are promising in the project in your agreement for sale. So आपको देखो ना, कस्टमर ने अगर बोला कि सर मैं ये बनाऊंगा, बिल्डर ने बोला मैं ये बनाऊंगा, मैं वो बनाऊंगा, बट वो इवेंचुअली वो है क्या वहाँ पे इन योर एग्रीमेंट्स, वो आप पढ़ो.
तो यही सब ऑनलाइन भी है अवेलेबल ऑन द वेबसाइट, एंड द
Yes.
is having the RERA, you can google their number, you can find out everything.
Now the QR code has started.
Exactly.
Just scan the QR code, you will be taken to the Maharashtra website. वहाँ पे go through करिए. इतना बड़ा लाइफ का डिसीजन रहता है लोगों का, सबसे बड़ा इन्वेस्टमेंट है लाइफ का एक्सपेंडिचर. तो गिव सम टाइम टू इट. कोई हेस्टी डिसीजन मत लीजिए. और हम लोग डेवलपर आपको लगातार ऐसे ही बोलते रहेंगे कि ये यूनिट खत्म हो गई, बिक रही है,
Evidence.
आप मत लीजिए. आप बोलिए आपके प्रोजेक्ट में ले लेंगे, बट आप अपना स्टडी करके लीजिए. डोंट थिंक इसी डिसीजन, इट्स अ बिग डिसीजन ऑफ योर लाइफ. आराम से 4 बार फूक के कदम रखिए तब करिए. नो नीड टू फॉल फॉर आवर मार्केटिंग गिमिक कि ये हमारा ये सोल्ड आउट हो गया है, ये ऐसा हो गया, वैसा हो गया है. नहीं होते सोल्ड आउट प्रोजेक्ट भी, कुछ होते भी हैं जो अच्छे नाम है, अच्छे काम है, नागपुर में भी होते हैं, बट नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट में लीजिएगा. जिनका सोल्ड आउट होता है वो तुरंत नया प्रोजेक्ट भी लॉन्च करते हैं. सो यू आर नॉट मिसिंग आउट एनीथिंग. डू योर ड्यू डिलिजेंस, बी कन्विंस्ड.
But then on the quantity, I would like to say that उसमें भी if first movers advantage है ना. जैसे आपका लॉन्चिंग का रेट अलग है, फिर आपका
Absolutely.
रेट अलग
Absolutely.
है ना. There's a difference. If I am buying a product with you, while you are launching the product,
Yes.
it will be on the lower price.
Absolutely right.
And then later it increases.
So आप, if for example, if I'm saying that मेरा प्रोजेक्ट लॉन्च में बिक जा रहा है, तो आप लॉन्च में आई एम नॉट इवन चार्जिंग यू लॉट ऑफ मनी ना. आप 1%, 2% या यू जस्ट पेइंग अ टोकन अमाउंट. तो आप टोकन दे के देन आप रिसर्च करो प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में. बट ऑलवेज बी कन्विंस्ड बाय व्हाट यू बाइंग, व्हिच बिल्डर आर यू बाइंग फ्रॉम, इज व्हिच प्रोजेक्ट आर यू बाइंग, व्हिच लोकेशन आर यू बाइंग. यू नीड टू बी वेरी श्योर व्हाट यू डूइंग. वंस यू श्योर देन गो अहेड विद द बुकिंग. जब आप एग्रीमेंट करो, जब आप सेल करो, बट आपको लगता है कि अगर आपकी यूनिट मिस आउट हो रही तो आप बुकिंग कर लीजिए, बाद में यू कैन टेक बैक दैट बुकिंग. सो
That is one solution.
बी वेरी, आई वुड से दैट 4 बार लोगों को अपने पेपर्स चेक करने चाहिए,
Definitely, definitely.
साइट देखनी चाहिए कि साइट पे सब कुछ क्लियर है कि नहीं है, जाके अपने ऑडिट्स करने चाहिए. बिकॉज लाइफ पे सबसे बड़ा डिसीजन रहता है. लोग गाड़ी भी साल में 5 साल में एक बार ले लेते हैं, घर तो लाइफ में एक ही बार लोग ले पाते हैं. तो इट्स अ बिग डिसीजन दैट पीपल नीड टू टेक वेरी कॉशियसली.
What do you think, according to you, which segment do you prefer? On luxury housing or affordable?
I would want to do luxury more because their margins are good. In mid segment and low income housing, वहाँ पे margins बहुत कम रहते हैं as a developer. But I think on the contrary, जो अब booming है वो है mid housing because a lot of people are moving out of the rural areas and moving into urban areas. तो उससे mid housing and low income housing को बहुत boom मिलने वाला है. So luxury housing is what I would want to do as a businessman. But as a real estate developer, I would say
Strategically, what do you?
strategically mid housing, mid income housing, and low income housing is gonna boom like anything because still a lot of
Development product.
redevelopment projects comes with a lot of third party risk. You have to deal with the society, then you have to deal with everyone, then no one is ever happy with you. So it's very tough to do the deal with that. Yeah, and also what I have heard and what people are facing is that, for example, if someone is doing a redevelopment in 7 lines and that housing society doesn't house good people and the new buyers are purchasing it at 5 crores and the old buyers are getting the same property at 50-60 lakh rupees and the old buyers don't have that, so the match of a society and a community doesn't work. For example, in a luxury project, everyone would want to have a luxury environment and everyone would say कि ठीक है यार, ये तो same हमारे same business background या same उसके लोग हैं. But in a redevelopment, that mix has to be in a place where everyone feels out of place. कि ये आप ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं, because
Yes, you have to set everything and then you are going to.
so a lot of developers are focused and are doing development only. So they are I appreciate them for doing that. It's a very tough job to do. It is the hardest thing to do in real estate, development. It's easier to buy out the inventory and do it. The hardest thing is to development, according to me.
I feel the same.
But why a builder is doing that? पैसा कम लगता है हम लोग को.
Yes.
हाँ.
There are pros and cons everywhere.
Yeah, so पैसा कम लगता है तो that's why वो कर पाते हैं लोग.
तो सर बहुत सारे अभी जैसे यंगस्टर्स हैं वो प्रेफर कर रहे हैं कि क्रिप्टो और ट्रेडिंग के में हम लोग इन्वेस्ट करो rather than रियल एस्टेट, तो उनके लिए क्या थॉट्स है?
So they can have for example, their portfolio is of 1 crore. They can have 10-15% of that in crypto and everything. But the real money is made in real estate only. So though, because क्या है आपके every day you seeing new cryptocurrencies being launched, Dogecoin, and I don't know, every other day we see a different coin being launched. But that is not the case with the real estate. Land is limited. There's no manufacturing of land happening anywhere in the world. So land is limited. Invest in that. That is actual. You'll get actual benefits. You might not get benefits immediately or as good as that. But those are speculations. What you do, मतलब आप speculative market में लगा रहे हो, and real estate is actually something real that you're getting out of that. वो Dogecoin तो है या Bitcoin जो है वो तो आपको you're getting that in your wallet. एक दिन wallet ऊपर नीचे होके क्या करेंगे? पर जमीन कहीं नहीं जाने वाली आपकी. So एक one should, if they want to disinvest and want to do that, they can. But land may be and apartments may be, real estate में investment portfolio सबका होना चाहिए, because real estate historically has given a lot of good returns. And market crisis कितना भी आया वो rate कम नहीं होते हैं. For example, if I bought something for 1 crore, I will never sell it for 90 lakh rupees. But with the Bitcoin, you might do that. कि यार मैं loss हो रहा है. Because fluctuation. Yeah. So with real estate में आप क्या करोगे? आप करोगे नहीं ठीक है, wait for it. मेरी 1 करोड़ प्रॉपर्टी आज 90 लाख कोई मांग रहा है, मैं नहीं बेचूंगा, 5 साल बाद बेचूंगा. But no one sell that loss. So real estate में your value and your money is intact. और जो लोग बहुत पैसा कमा रहे हैं इससे, बिटकॉइन सबसे, मैं बोलता हूँ पैसा वापस रियल एस्टेट में लगाओ कमा के, तो वो भी करना चाहिए लोगों को. Put it in from notional income, convert it to a actual asset for you.
Yes. So real estate is like a real time investment. कि आपके सामने आपको दिख रहा है, and this is
Something tangible.
yes, tangible, and करना भी है. Your suggestion is like you should do it in
Why not?
portions.
मतलब we cannot say कि नहीं बिल्कुल बेकार है, ये करना है, करना ही चाहिए, but there should be balance of the portfolio.
So you are a young developer, you are a young builder, and there are a lot of Gen Z, there are a lot of millennials who are planning to come into the real estate sector, but they are lost. They don't know what to do. उन्हें नहीं पता है कि कैसे सेक्टर में आना पड़ता है. तो उनके लिए क्या सजेस्ट?
नहीं क्या है लोगों, बिकॉज ये इतनी खराब इमेज बनी हुई है रियल एस्टेट की, तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल पीपल डोंट वांट टू कम इन, एंड जब उनको आना होता है तो उनको लगता है कि रियल एस्टेट मतलब बिल्डर ही है, सो मेरे को इतना पैसा लगाना पड़ेगा. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. You can come in as a channel partner. You can start your sales if you like. If you like legal, then you can do legal work there. If you like marketing, you can do marketing there. If you are into creativity, you can help in creativity. The real estate has a lot of things. So, what a new generation or what other people think कि real estate में आना तो builder ही बनना है. Builder नहीं बनना है. Builder के अलावा बहुत सारे allied industries हैं जो हम लोग को support करती हैं, जिसकी वजह से we are here. So we need to see on that also. वहाँ इतनी untapped opportunities है, इतनी चीजें हैं जहाँ पे they can work around. They can become a supplier to a product. They can do marketing. आज जितना VR आ गया है, तो technologically is advancement is so much there, so they can catch up on that. So there's multiple fields that they can work on. You don't need to be a real estate developer only to enter the real estate market, because being developer is a very cash intensive thing. So you need to have some background to do that. But normally, I would say that real estate is an open market for everyone to enter. There's no entry barrier. We are welcome. We need young people to come in and help us so that we can lead the new growth of India.
Real estate is the biggest market that is having the highest employment rate.
No doubt.
So as you said that developer का एक image बना हुआ रहता है कि builder है तो उसका एक अलग से image होता है. तो उसमें जो challenges है, उसमें जो problems है, आप अपने आप को ethically correct कैसे रखते हो उस वे?
देखिए इस इंडस्ट्री में बहुत टफ है एथिकल रहना, बिकॉज क्लाइंट रिटेंशन एंड क्लाइंट रेपुटेशन इज नॉट एग्जिस्टिंग हियर. फॉर अ रेस्टोरेंट, फॉर एग्जांपल मेरा रेस्टोरेंट है, मैं अगर आज आपको अच्छा खाना नहीं दूंगा तो आप अगले दिन नहीं आएंगे मेरे पास. फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई हैव अ कार डीलरशिप, मैंने आज आपकी सर्विसिंग गाड़ी अच्छी नहीं करी, देन यू विल फाइंड अ न्यू डीलरशिप टू परचेज द कार, अ न्यू सर्विस सेंटर टू सर्विस द कार. इन रियल एस्टेट दैट्स नॉट द केस. एक बार लेने के बाद कोई आता ही नहीं अगली बार, बिकॉज रिपीट क्लाइंट्स नहीं है. सो वी हैव नो मोटिवेशन एंड नो इंसेंटिव टू बी नाइस टू द कस्टमर्स. तो डेवलपर्स को क्या लगता है कि एक बार में जितना मिल जाए कस्टमर को ले लो. सो वो इमेज इसलिए खराब बनी हुई है बिकॉज देयर इज नो इंसेंटिव. बट बीइंग सेड दैट, वो कुछ लोगों की वजह से बनी हुई है. आज नॉर्मली डेवलपर्स आर डूइंग वेरी गुड वर्क, सब रेगुलेटेड हैं. ये सब प्री रेरा की इमेज थी, जो रेरा के पहले थे, रेगुलेशंस के पहले तब बहुत दिक्कत होती थी. अब एवरीथिंग इज इन प्लेस, देयर बिग ब्रांड्स हु आर वर्किंग, पूरी इंडस्ट्री कंसोलिडेट हो गई है. नागपुर में भी आप देखेंगे वेरी गुड डेवलपर्स हु आर वर्किंग, एंड कहीं से प्रॉपर्टी लेंगे यू विल बी सेफ एंड सिक्योर. तो आपको परेशानी नहीं होगी उसमें. इमेज जो थी वो प्री रेरा बनी हुई, बट इमेज टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू वॉश ऑफ.
और ये मूवी वगैरह में भी हमको ऐसे दिखाया जा रहा है बिल्डर्स ऐसे है कि आपका लैंड लेके वो चले जाएंगे, लाइक यू नो विल कैप्चर योर लैंड एंड नॉट रिटर्न यू डिलीवरी ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी और एनीथिंग लाइक
That all again is pre-era. जैसे आप दिल्ली में देखा होगा आपने, जो भी whatever the cases is, it's all pre-era. Now everything is so systematically placed कि you will get your resolution, you will get your money back. There's RERA, there's consumer court, there's also you can approach our CREDAI and NAREDCO कि जहाँ पे डेवलपर लिस्टेड है कि वहाँ जाके आप कंप्लेन कर सकते हैं, and then the resolution will help you and take out the solution. So अब more सब issues होते नहीं है unless someone actually facing problems. कोई डेवलपर को जेन्युइनली कोई फाइनेंशियल क्रंच आ गया है, कोई प्रॉब्लम हो गई है, उसके अलावा नॉर्मल केसेस में अब इंटेंशन ऑफ अ डेवलपर आप डाउट नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज रेगुलेशन इतने स्ट्रिक्ट हो गए हैं कि करना चाहे भी तो नहीं कर सकते.
that is pre-era was a different phase of
Absolutely.
now it is a different.
Yes, yes.
So as we're talking about ethics, you have a foundation under your name, which is the foundation where you are trying to socially correct, like socially be present in society and help people. तो उसके बारे में
बिल्डर काम सिर्फ यही नहीं है कि हम लोग कम्युनिटी डेवलप करें या बिल्डिंग बनाएं. हम लोग को एक सोशल वर्क भी करना चाहिए, सोशल इंफ्रा भी डेवलप करना चाहिए. सो वी पार्टिसिपेट विद ऑल आवर टाउन प्लानिंग अथॉरिटीज एंड वी आर विद हैंड उन सब हम लोग हेल्प करते हैं. वी डू अ लॉट ऑफ एजुकेशनल थिंग, वी डू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स जो हमारे लेबर्स हैं उनका ध्यान रखते हैं. So ये हम लोग की कुछ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज हैं जो which in our Kesaro Foundation we make sure that everything is delivered well, and the people who are working for us and the people who are left out from us, who are not able to purchase from us, who are the people who are living in underdeveloped areas, so हम उनके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं, what we can do for them. So it creates a moral responsibility for us. जब हम लोग शहर बना रहे हैं तो शहर में रहेंगे तो लोगों को तो वेलबींग करनी पड़ेगी. So for that we need to have a CSR activities. So we do all of our CSR activities in our Kesar Hope Foundation.
So Kesar India is the only listed company, real estate company from Nagpur. और बहुत सारे आपके जो पूरा केसर बैंक में जो डायरेक्टर्स हैं, आपकी पूरी फैमिली इसमें कनेक्टेड है. तो बहुत सारे जॉइंट हिंदू फैमिलीज जो है वो नहीं प्रेफर करते पब्लिक जा. आपने क्यों ऐसे डिसाइड?
Obviously, मतलब everyone thinks that कि हम लोग अपने इक्विटी क्यों किसी को बाहर देंगे, and why would we go public when the family is there to work. But we all as a family we took a conscious decision of corporatizing the company. हम लोग को फैमिली और बिजनेस नहीं रखना था. हम लोग को जिस स्केल पे बिजनेस को लेके जाना है, जो चीज़ें करनी है, तो उसके लिए we need to have a corporate structure in place, and we need to have the C-suits, CFOs and the CEOs to do the work. And for that I think so we thought it's because we have much more to gain by being listed than to lose. And we always wanted to be compliant. And also why people don't want to go with their compliances, because compliances बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाते हैं. आपको quarterly results देने हैं, चीज़ें करनी हैं, and people don't want to report कि मेरा काम है, मेरा business है, मेरे books हैं, I don't want to disclose my books to anyone. हम लोग के लिए it was never a matter of anything, because everything comes by check, everything comes by account. We don't take cash. So for example, any developer or any person who's dealing in cash would not want to go listed because उनकी books sorted हो जाएगी, they will be checked and they'll face issues. They don't want to do that. But a lot of people are also getting motivated to do that because everyone knows that the cash market and all these things are not going to last long now.
Yes.
The next 5-10 years, you will not see cash being used for buying real estate. So now you will see more people coming into listing things and everything. So लोगों का apprehension भी तो था कि मुझे अपनी books नहीं दिखानी, मैं कितना कमाया है, क्या किया है. I don't want to, and also they don't want to give some part. लोग अपने बच्चों को नहीं देते यहाँ पर, तो वो बाहर के लोगों को कैसे इन्वेस्टर लाएंगे. But that's why business थोड़े छोटे रह जाते हैं. तो वो फैमिली बिजनेस ही रह जाता है. सो लोगों को दुकान की मेंटालिटी से निकल के बिजनेस खड़ा करने का सोचना चाहिए एंड दे शुड गो फॉर लिस्टिंग.
So you have a very futuristic vision and also ethical.
Absolutely.
Like you don't want to do everything in the right way. Now, nothing to hide.
Not at all. Nothing to hide. If you're doing everything correctly, you have nothing to hide. Nothing to hide.
So as you started with the business, who inspired you in the business of real estate?
I started and then got inspired. And that's how I would say. So there's two people who I would say are the main reason of my inspiration. One would be Jakshay Bhai, who was also our TEDai national president. So he always taught me how to do things correctly and never cut corners and to deliver good projects. I've been to many of his projects, and what level of personalization he does for his customers is totally different. He's not a developer. He's one of the biggest developer. He doesn't look like a developer. How he thinks, how he works. Those all things are very good, important. And also, there's also a company called Brigade based out of Bangalore. They're doing projects in Hyderabad also and everywhere else. It's run by my dear friend Amar. And they're doing projects at a huge scale and still they're doing it so efficiently. And how I got motivated from him is that he's always hands-on in the ground. He's always at his side. He's running around. He's working. Like he doesn't have to work. He's at a stage in life that he should not work, but he works more than anyone in the room. So that's what motivates me. And he's so humble about everything. So all of seeing those things at scale, he's also listed. Seeing all those things at a scale makes me grounded and makes me see that what future is there for real estate. And I really get inspired by them. And I aspire to build companies like Brigade and Savvy Infra.
Sure. And what are the few challenges that you think that you have faced and you would like to change in it?
See, challenges what I face is I would say I was a victim of an extortion attempt in Macron. So we faced an extortion attempt in Macron. We faced an extortion attempt, I think, for 6-8 months back. And there were people who were trying to defame us, put negative posts about us, put negative journalism about us. But I would thank the government and the government machinery and the police who were very quick to act. They arrested everyone else. So the only reason we were able to stand out and be out of that is because we were totally correct. They were extorting us and trying to blackmail us for something that we haven't done. But still, few government departments were listening to them and sending us notices back and forth. So they should verify the details first. The government machine needs to verify the details first. And then, they should send out notices because those notices becomes public. And then our sales get affected. हमारा जब प्रोजेक्ट लॉन्च हुआ तो उसमें देन हमारे ऊपर नोटिस आ गए थे डिपार्टमेंट्स के, तो वो नोटिस गलत थे. बाद में हमने रिग्रेट करके उसको नोटिस वापस भी लिए थे, इवन सेंड अस अपॉलॉजी. बट वो नोटिस मैं पब्लिक नहीं कर पाया एंड वो नेगेटिव लोगों ने उसको पब्लिक कर दिया. सो दैट बिकेम अ नेगेटिव फॉर अस. सो गवर्नमेंट शुड ऑलवेज वेरीफाई दैट. वो तो जब ये इशू हुआ तो वो लैंड में नाम पे थी भी नहीं, वो लैंड प्रीवियस ओनर के नाम पे थी. एंड स्टिल इशूज गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट इशूइंग नोटिस टू मी. So, वो कुछ चीजें हैं कि they should verify first the details and everything, not get motivated. Now, I think so the High Court and Supreme Court has become a new law for any third person who is not a part of the party. For example, you are a buyer and I am a seller. Other than us, if there are a third person who's complaining who has nothing to do with that, they would have to verify the facts again and then do it. So, ये law भी नया आया है, अभी law आया है, I think the circular आया है. This would also really help in shaping the कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ अ कस्टमर. बिकॉज क्या है कि कोई भी एक्टिविस्ट बोलेंगे, नेगेटिव एक्टिविस्ट आके आपके ऊपर केस कर देता है, who has nothing to do with your project. Neither he was a landowner of the previous project, neither he is a purchaser of there. But they put on the cases and then they try to extort you कि आपको ये केस वापस करना है तो एक को इतना दे दीजिए, उतना दे दीजिए. तो एंड कभी भी किसी को ऐसा इशूज फेस होता है तो they can go to their local police station or they can go to the police DCP, the CPs. They'll be very kind enough to help. So yeah, that would be there. I would want to change that, and we all know now what I went through. My sales got affected. People were having loss of trust. कि हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? Why are we doing that? Although we were totally correct in our stance. So these all things should not happen, and the
corrective measures should be there.
Yeah.
And that is the fact that the government should back the developer also more.
Correct.
Rather than the client only.
तो
एक वो भी एक perspective.
Correct. There should be a median of that. Like there should be someone who's mediating that. वो सिर्फ developer friendly बन जाए या फिर customer friendly बन जाए, that's not right. They should not be impartial. They should be impartial.
Bias.
Bias नहीं होना चाहिए.
Kesolan is a big brand in Nagpur, and everybody is hyped about what is happening in Kesolan. क्या नया project है, क्या आप launch कर रहे हैं? So what is your next launch or next challenge that you take?
So we currently have around 9 to 10 projects in pipeline for which we have already acquired land.
Mhm.
So we'll be launching that, and that scale would be around the 50 lakh square feet minimum development that we are trying to do. And we are also in negotiating terms with a few more landowners. So if we get that, we'll add another 7-8 projects and another 20-30 lakh square feet of sellable area. So next few years looks very busy for us. And I don't think work-life balance कुछ हो पाएगा हम लोग का. तो काम करना पड़ेगा. So yeah, that's how it looks like. But अच्छा है, work is good, market is very good, Nagpur is growing. So we are also 100% invested in Nagpur. We understand what Nagpur brings to the market, and we are with them. We are the flow.
Which area are you focusing on in Nagpur?
The Samruddhi Expressway has become a hotspot. All the big players like Godrej, like Kalpatru, like Lodha are coming there. So we have also made a few investments there on that side. Plus, we are also very bullish on Hingna side. Hingna is very undervalued at this moment. I think so. It's high time Hingna would put up. Also, Kamptee Road, after the flyover is made and the second metro phase is coming there. So that will also pick up because that also has lost to take off in the last 3-4 years. The rates are still stagnant. So I think so now Kamptee Road and Hingna Road are the main areas where we would see good traction in next coming few years.
Definitely, these are the movie areas in Nagpur. And you have a project in every area.
Yeah, we have projects in every area. By God, please. Yeah.
By God.
By God.
It was amazing speaking to you, sir, and all the knowledge that you have, all the expertise that you shared with us was amazing, and your knowledge is commendable. You are good in podcast skill, and I knew that you are not playing it.
Not at all. This is my first podcast, and I keep seeing your podcast, and I really get. I was thinking one day I'll be there, but today you got me here, so I'm thankful to you that.
Oh my God, that's a big thing.
Yeah, you took me as a part of a podcast, so I'm really grateful for that. Happy to be there.
Thank you so much for giving your time.
Yes.